Testing, testing, 1, 2. All right. Let's see what we got out here today. All right. Good morning, everyone. Nice little Wednesday morning. Looking through the signals list right now. Trying to see what I can see on this morning. BTAI, they're on earnings. WWW worldwide, they look to be on earnings too. Let me go ahead and do this by shares float. Evoke Pharma, they got a new U.S. patent. BTIA or BTAI of 20%. Looks like they got some announcement of publication in Frontiers in Pharmacology on the effects of Dex whatever on BTA AI. BTAI has some weaker news. They're looking for something to push on out of there. All right, let's jump over and see what the overall market is doing. NQ is had a little bounce off. Was this 23? Pretty much 23 flat, but you know 23 100s. Jump back out here to the 15-minute. So kind of taking a break in here. Still a lot of earnings coming through though. Go look over here at the earnings calendar. So a lot of these have already happened. Let's go to the aftermarket ones. Okay. Atmos Energy posting their earnings aftermarket. I think Planet Fitness was that expensive, but $100, $109. Interesting. All right, let's jump over back to signals. Looking for those low float poppers. Yahoo Finance. Let's get it. Mhm. So we got gold is red on the day after moving up quite a bit. But it's the things that were following gold were kind of weak, man. I tried to trade a little gold mover, but it was not it. Today is August the 6th. We have discussion by Governor Lisa D. Cook, U.S. and global economy at the central bank, and that's going to be a virtual meeting, so it won't be, sometimes the live meetings do a little bit, get a little bit more exposure. Let's see. Not a whole lot of speakers this month. Revolve, what is this? More earnings. BTAI up 28%. I think that's the highest percent mover that I've seen on this spike list. So let's flip over to BTAI. Okay. BTA on the 15-minute, this spike up got to a high of 393s. 6 million shares traded on it, so it looks like it's the focus for right now. This is the 15-minute. Let's go to the 5 and to the 1 minute. Let's also go and look at news. Why is this thing up? All right, so it says it has catalyst for today. BTAI Therapeutics announces publication in Frontiers in Pharmacology on the effects of cut off some of it. Dexmedetomidine. Oh boy. Demonstrated a significant reduction in stress-induced behaviors, suggesting potential applications of BXCL501 and chronic psychiatric disorders in addition to the treatment of acute agitation. All right, that's the headline. Okay, so key findings from non-clinical studies include it exhibited higher in vitro potency and activity than other alpha 2 whatever receptor and agonists. Mitigated responses to both acute and repeated stress after both acute and repeated dosing. Um, the effects were consistent across multiple models of stress. So it's like stress release or stress relief. We'll watch it to see if any other news pops out on it, because some of these, since everybody's getting into crypto, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, yeah, we're going to buy some crypto too. But it looks like they phase 3 trial, double blind, designed to evaluate okay, bipolar disorders and schizophrenia in an at-home setting. Okay. But yeah, for now it's the biggest one that I've seen. Let's see. Let's go look at the daily chart for this. Okay. So there are levels up here, but I want to revisualize. So I'll clear that draw and set. So on the daily chart, it went up to 393, which was just into this gap right here. And so we got that gap right there. This is, I mean, don't know what to do with that, but it's got down here the body of this candle was the 302s, which would be giving back the whole entire move. Now it's down to 16%. So I don't really know what that wants to do. It's just falling. Has ATR high here at the 333s. and is below all those obvious levels up there. So I was looking right in here at 315, but that's, I mean, it's kind of matching up 315-ish, $3 flat maybe, but that's giving back way too much. Especially just being up 16%. What does this look like on the 5 minutes? 5 minutes definitely coming on down. The high of yesterday was 344, right around this level. So it looked like it had a little bit of motion yesterday too, from $2 all the way up to like 350s, and coming in hovering this high here. But it has 8 million shares as it continues to go down, only up 13%. So, you know, just like, hey, if this is where all of the focus is right now, I'll just wait and see what else comes. And I'm looking for maybe some more things to pop in here repeatedly. I don't want to see it just the first pop and it's like, up and down. I want to see, 2 or 3 pops there so we can go and look at it and go have a look see. But it had a low float. Float on it was 5.54 million. But now we know that yesterday we had CWD that had no news and was moving absolutely crazy. No news though. Went all the way up to from 267. Is this the same one? 267 up to 8 and came back down. Had no news or anything. It's just going up. Very, very hard trade to be playing around with. All right, BTAI at 10% now, continuing to shrink down. It got past this ATR high there and continue to just go on down. All of that volume, I'm surprised the volume hadn't started to dry up yet with all of this sell-off. That is quite a bit of sell-off from 393. Well, it looks like a lot of sell-off, but it really just covered maybe less than $1. Wow, really just not having a good day on BTAI. Interesting. That's pretty much what we want to do right now is just identify, hey, where is everybody at? Where is everybody at? All right, so it looks like it got down there and hit that 315. That I was like, I don't know if that's obvious, but went down there. Point of control right now is at 330. It did do an engulfing candle of the previous that previous indecision right there. So I'm thinking as long as it's holding 322, it may have some upward movement. But if it crashes that 322 indecision, then we'll know they're making some type of decision here. So we'll see if it continues to hold that. But that's just, mental trading. I'm not really in it. So we'll see if it holds that 322 indecision. But that is on the 1 minute. Let's go look to the 5 minute jumped up there. Okay. Jumping back to the ATR high there. And now will it trade in between these levels between, this is like a 10-cent level, 33 down to the 322 indecision. Hmm. All right, so yeah, coming back to try to check in with that 322. It may just be a walk down, but with the previous trade, I don't know if it's just gonna walk down and go sideways. I'm thinking more sideways. Just staying under this 334 into the open. Is weaker catalyst, so schizophrenia and bipolar disorder catalyst medication that they're working on, or whatever you want to call it, medication, prescription, whatever. Anyway, if you guys are seeing anything else that looks like it's shaking and baking, definitely let us know and we'll jump to it. But for right now, BTAI was the one that was in motion, but now it's only up 10%, and more people, we can see the volume, these candles getting smaller here. It closed with the ATR of 36 cents yesterday. So let's see. Looks like it usually has around 16 to 17 cents in a day before it started moving up. Let's jump over here. Got my ATR down here, and that's what I'm looking at. So these last 2 days, 36 cents, 29 cents, 21 cents, and then, before that, an average of about 16 to 17 cents. Looks like, yeah. So let's see if it gets squeezes down to 16, 17. Right now it is 6:32. We have about 30 minutes until the top of the hour. We just want to find out where people are looking, where the majority of the volume is. And if any low floats are getting any love. All right, so it came back down here to this 322 indecisive level. Testing it now. Are they gonna make the decision to go ahead and push through? Maybe they got to think about it some more. Slight push through, but then recovered that. Yeah. So still a little bit of indecision in there around that 322-ish level. Yep. Yep. And that's with it having that weak news on today. I just don't know if it's gonna have the ability to get back up out of anything, all the way up here to $4. It's like, man, your ATR is what, 36 cents per day or pretty much for the last 2 days. If you squeeze down to 17 cents, the chance that you get out of here and even get to 360 is going to be amazing. Hinge Health, what is this? It does not, do not see any press releases for that. Okay. So you got a pretty good rise out of what's this? EHTH popping up with 25% up there. EHTH 25%. It looks like it has something. I'm gonna go and look at what it is. EHTH. Is this the right one? Why did it pop up? What is this? Oh, this is. I don't even know if this thing has any volume. It just popped. I don't know what this thing is. EHTH. Okay, so now it's down to 10%. What is this thing? News on it. It announced its earnings. It says announced the second quarter earnings. Um, yeah, I don't know what this. Let's go look at the float. Float, no. The float is a little bit higher, 28.95 million in the float. So that's definitely a little bit higher than we want in pre-market. But I don't know what that thing is. I just saw a spike. I was like, whoa, what is that? Okay. It's barely got any volume at all. So I would not be touching on that one. Okay, BT at AI closing under that indecision at 322. So now it's just gonna have to make its mind up on how it wants to trade here. Throwing a little wick up there on the 1 minute. Let's look at 5. Oil went on a little bit of a rise off of that 65 level. 65 back up here to 66. Mm. McDonald's stock rises after company reverses U.S. sales slump. Okay. So this one, BTAI, has reached over 10 million shares traded. Really want to see them make a decision here. It's either dump this thing or, absolutely kill it. But it just continues to get little peters of volume. Bottom was 304. Only about 20 cents away from that bottom. Do we have any IPOs today? This thing's still on the waiting list to open. This thing's been here for 5 days trying to open from the Cayman. I guess that's the Cayman Islands or something. Let's see what the chat's talking about today. 5 a.m. Okay, this is the beginning of the day. Excellent, cat. Yeah, nobody's talking about any small caps. Microsoft, Humes. Okay, so one person mentioned BTAI. And they're thinking they're guessing that it'll go up, but I don't think it's gonna go up. 365 is kind of a big ask for it on that catalyst. But we've seen yesterday no catalyst stock go to the moon. Just keeps playing around these indecisive levels, making lower highs. So previous indecision was right here at 325 on the 1 minute. So we had that initial one, 322, and now 325. So is it going to start making this whole zone a red zone? Will the shorts just keep hitting it down, or is it going to hold above this 325? $325 hit. So it's going to close as another little indecisive doji candle at 323. Is that a new level? Yep, close there at 323. Let's see if it goes. So indecision inside this little zone, super tight zone of about 3 cents, 4 cents. So not a whole lot of opportunity here. Now it may be some unpredictable opportunity like we saw on what was that, Monday, where we had a Verb where it was trading like this sideways, and then they came out with crypto news and it bounced up. But how often does that happen? And this doesn't follow that same pattern. Like at least on Verb, it was holding like a much tighter range before it went. But this one busted up from what is this? 277 all the way up here to 377. It's a much tighter range on Verb before it went. This does not look like that. I don't mean range. I mean zone. So the zone that it had was way tighter, and it was a higher price stock too. So more opportunity for more movement. 325, this indecision level getting tested again. Will they make a decision to go ahead and dump it? Bottom of this is just about the 320s down here. Okay. Point of control at 330, it just hit. Can we see a breakdown of this little bit right here? GV, let me see what GV is doing over here. It's coming up. GV is another one that just popped onto the spiker list, but I don't know what it's planning on doing. I don't see a catalyst for it. GV, it's up 14%. Visionary Holdings announces court ruling on board composition investigation. That was on July 22nd, so no more recent news after that. They had a court ruling. Let's see. Visionary Holdings, a Ontario-based corporation, today announced a significant court ruling from Ontario Supreme Court of Justice with no recent news. It's only up 13%. So definitely seeing some weaker moves. It's coming up to 1 million shares traded on GV. Had a ATR of 22 cents yesterday. Just hit 1 million shares traded. And this was his first time being on the spiker, the alert today. So we'll see if it gets some more pops instead of drops. But it is at $2.42 right now. Let's go look at the daily chart for this one while we wait. So the daily chart, let's pull back a little bit. Let's see what we got here. So it is trading around 230 something. Right around this little, let me delete some of these, clear draw and set. So had these previous little nicks up here right around 238. That's where it got up to. I mean, everything else is kind of, is it really obvious though? I don't know. Let's go look at the 15-minute. GV popped up here, 236. The ATR high is right here at 227. Working its way up to 2 million shares traded. Five minutes, hit a high up here of 250. Still trying to catch your BTAI with 11 million shares on the board. Its normal ATR looks like around 13 or 14 cents on this one. 13 to 15 cents. So we'll see if it starts to close down. Trying to hold that 236. That's pretty much the only like obvious place that I saw on the daily, but I don't know if it's gonna pop from here. Had a little buy up. It's 234. Let's see if it pops back over 236 excitingly so people can jump in. The point of control is at 235 right now, so it did pop over 236 a little bit. Where is this candle gonna close though? We have about 9 minutes. Oh, I didn't see that. We have about 9 minutes until the top of the hour. And this one is pretty much the only one. Whoa, okay. Well, 236 did get some buying there all the way through 250. Okay, so it just got its second spike, just popped back on the list. Well, yeah, it's doing its thing with no catalyst there. So another no catalyst mover. Point of control down here at 234s right now. Okay, we got one called, that's a Chinese company. Chinese company, LUD. Probably gonna be a trap. Three million shares traded on GV now. And no catalyst will get you. 314 all the way down there to 271 in seconds. Point of control at 241 right now. 30 cents away from it. Almost 5 million shares traded on this one now. Top of the hour is in 6 minutes. So I guess you could call this one the first. I guess this will be the first leg, maybe. And then second leg. So we'll see what it does down here at this 236 if it wants to just flood down or if it wants to hold above this 236 and try it for one more time before it goes on down. Almost 5 million shares traded on it. Okay, 248. Point of control on the 15 is 230, on the 5 is 252, and on this one 268. So it's under all of the point of controls right now. Let's see if people want to actually buy it up. Only about 20. Let me see what's this. Nothing. Okay. Trying to hold up that 250. Almost 6 million shares traded on this one, up 24%. 2 minutes to the top of the hour. Yeah, that point of control holding it down. Was not able to engulf that candle. It tried. Try it again. So that's 2 times. Was not able to do it. Okay. Little bit of weakness there. What is that pop? Slipping on down back towards this only obvious level that I saw. So I don't even know if that's going to be strong enough to hold it with no catalyst. Mm. 10 million shares traded on GV now. Huh. There's one called, oh, they got a public offering. XELB public offering. Let me see what it looks like. Might be low volume yet. It's cheap. And what's the float on this? It's cheap. Float is looking like 1.51 million, but it's trading like it's some kind of huge float stock. Has 12 million shares on it. But yeah, I'm not really seeing it there. OPFI, what is this one? OPFI. Oh, that's trash. That is trash. AIMD up 13%. AIMD. They're just popping on, so I'm just looking through them as we go. AIMD. Safe Green, SGBX, super cheap one, up 62%. SGBX, super cheap one. But I'm just seeing them pop on. Don't know which one of these. Do they have catalyst or something? Go check. AIMD has this $2.1 million order for AI nodes. Wait, for first deployment of AI nodes in semiconductor manufacturing setting. Okay, so they got a little bit of something there. Let's go look at this. AIMD news. All right, August 6th, they secure a $2.1 million order for ASE for first deployment of AI nodes. I don't know what that means. They mean a literal nose, like an AI nose they can smell in a manufacturing setting. First revenue generating. Oh, yep. Yep. Okay, so milestone for AI nose smell language model in high value industrial applications. Anos, that name, Ano. Okay. All right, building commercial momentum with multi-site deployments underway in Japan and Taiwan. Okay, so it looks like Japanese type deal, 3-year subscription. So AI knows. I mean, if you don't want to sniff it, they'll sniff it for you. Proprietary AI nodes platform in semiconductor manufacturing. Scent is emerging as AI's next token, just as words power, learning model. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. You know, you're like, man, did your dog leave this on the yard? No, it was your dog. Okay, let me go get the nose. So AIMD, yeah, they have news on today. Let me see what else this is popping up. That one doesn't have any news. SGBX did not have any news either, but it's up 67%. I'm not even gonna waste time looking at it if it doesn't have news, and it's that cheap. BTAI continued down, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that one. It's only up 5% now. This one, not too sure about it, but AIMD continued to do some popping with Catalyst. No, that's not for. What is the float on AIMD? Float is 2.54 million on the float for AIMD. It had a ATR of 21 cents yesterday. Let's go look at the daily chart. Look at this daily chart here. Where's my daily chart? Okay, so this is the daily chart. Let me clear this drawing set. Okay, so we have, it's at 280 right now. So 271 has been kind of like a top that's been hit. 375, I mean. 375 around this level has been hit a couple of times. So a possible level there. Possible daily level. Let's see what we got. Bottom side 325, but that's not super obvious like the top one, 382. Maybe it'll push, I don't know. It's up 18% with 3 going towards 4 million shares traded on AIMD. We have another one up here, IPDN, up 26%. IPDN I do see some type of catalyst for it. So let me see what this says. Professional diversity group appoints visionary leader, whatever, Shunwu, igniting something, igniting accelerated growth in AI expansion and shareholder value. Looks like another Chinese company, but they just appointed a CEO. That's really it. So maybe it's more to it in the news. I guess I should read into it. But what's the price? 230. What was ATR from yesterday? 27 cents, and it's working its way up. So a lot of these are coming up like $2 and then going down. So we got IPDN is up here as well. Who's gonna actually end up holding up? AIMD going back down towards this ATR high here at 250, but it's only up 11% now, and MPDN up $2.20. It's working its way heavily towards a million shares traded here on IPDN, but a lot of these we're looking and they're kind of just coming up and dropping, not really holding any levels. All right. It's really no rush. It's kind of like sitting back and fishing. What's the news on it? Is it worth jumping into? Seeing what holds up. Because you definitely, and this morning has been one of those mornings, if you jump in and you held one of the earlier ones, you would have been mad if you saw these popping up and you're like, oh my goodness, now the focus is going over here. You know what I mean? IPDN is almost to 1 million shares traded here, but we really haven't seen anything hold up strongly. Okay, so AIMD point of control is at that 272. I really should notate what this news catalyst was. Let me see. So this is AIMD. Where'd it go? Just about disappeared off in there. So this one had the AI nose. So I will notate that. AI nose. And then where was it from? This stock was from AIMD. Thought I remember Hong Kong, but I'm not sure. Let me just make sure. Boy, this thing's really thinking about getting me to this stock, huh? Get me over there. Okay, there we go. Profile, where you from? So it is out of San Diego, California. Looks like a company is also giving AI for robotics, smart factories, senior care, women's health. In addition, it develops Veldona, a low-dose oral interferon targeting rare autoimmune. Boy, they got everything going on over here. They got nose sniffing and, man, robotics, smart factories. Okay. All right, I'm going to notate that. So AI nose, plus they have robotics, smart factories, senior care, women's health. Okay, and then they have a low dose or Veldona, low dose interferon targeting rare autoimmune infectious diseases. Plus applications in animal health. Okay, they literally have everything. All right. All right, we see y'all. They were incorporated in May 2021. No. Oh, it changed its name. Okay, plus applicate. The company was formerly known as Amarillo, Biosciences and Inc. and changed its name to Anos Inc. in May 2021. Anos Inc. was incorporated in 1984, so they have been around for a while. Let me get all that. Let me just copy all of that and put in my notes. All right, so there we go. And okay. All right, so we got my notes out here. Activate, levitate, meditate. All right, so there we go. They got a lot going for them. They are a cheaper stock, but I mean, we may see that one with all the AI. I mean, they're everything, biotech, pharma, everything. So I don't know. Let's look back over here at the signals. IPDN back under 20%. It did reach 1 million shares traded, but let's go look at where it ended up coming down to. Okay, so chopping right around this $2 level. We've seen this pattern, so let's see. We've seen this pattern multiple times, but I haven't seen anything as interesting as ANO or AIMD on today. So I'll definitely be watching that one for the future. And right. So yeah, we pretty much looked over it all. ANO doing his thing down here at 270. $5 million shares traded. I think I'm gonna give this one some time though. It's got a lot of competition on the board, and I really think people are just trading. I don't think they're really holding. So I'm gonna give it some time to the open. We have about an hour and 15 minutes or so until the open. This one had a clear level at 382s that it could test today. So it's already marked. It's just so far up there. It's let's see, it's right there, 382. But I'm gonna give it time. Today may not be the day, and if it wants to go cheaper, oh well. So we've seen too many of these fail, so I don't want to get caught in something where we've seen a pattern of failure. Anyway, are there any other things that are super obvious today? SGBX Safe Green Holdings is up 108%. So it may be taking SGBX. It may be taking the majority of the attention here. 117 million shares traded. So yeah, the attention is over there right now. So AIMD is being overshadowed a bit by this 106% mover. Safe Green, we looked at it earlier. All they did was they signed a letter. No, this is an acquisition. Safe Green Holdings signs a letter yesterday to acquire Rock Springs Energy Group. So it's acquisition. So they may suck up the attention of today, but that does not mean that people will forget about AIMD with this nice AI nose sniffing technologies. All right, let me continue to look around though. Trying to find everything before I end up having to go to the office, so I at least have my notes taken and everything and see how things act during the open. Maybe there'll be some grinders today. I don't know. Because usually by the time I get there, it's literally like 5 minutes before they open. And I really just do not have time to be doing the research. Now, if something new has popped up, I'll do the research. But like if it's something that I should have seen during pre-market, but I just didn't because I didn't look, you know, I'm like, man, I could have had this already looked at, been ready to go on it. Come on back down to these 250s. You don't want to go up. SGBX. Man, 125 million shares traded. That's what those cheaper stocks will do for you. Everybody can buy them and everybody can oversize into them. So of course they're going to get some crazy volume. If you want to stay safe though, if you want to stay safe, keeping the same size that you trade with the expensive stocks will keep you safe. Let's say if you take it's a 20 or let's say it's a $15 stock and your normal size is I don't know, 150 to 200 shares. And then you come down here and you're like, man, I really don't want to lose a lot of money, but I want to take the trade. Well, if you trade with that same size, if it's good, if it's gonna run to the moon and go to $20, great. But if it doesn't, at least you're safe. At least if you lose 1 cent on a $200 position, it's like, hey, okay. But if you size up with your account size, continue to buy and buy and buy and buy, and you end up with 10,000 shares to 20,000 shares of this, you know, things could go very bad. Very, very bad. So I would say if you're gonna trade cheap ones, keep the same size that you trade the big ones with. Don't size up because the value is going down, not up. It's going down. You may be like, well, I may not make any money. Well, I mean, if that was the only thing that was moving on the day, you make money tomorrow on something that's actually giving range. Now, if you're taking 10,000 shares as your regular size, then, it'd be still the same thing. You end up with a million shares in pocket, be getting cooked. Let me see. Okay. Yep, come on back down, buddy. You don't want to go nowhere today. You just want to putter around and be overshadowed by SGBX. That's what you want to do today. You want to come right back down to this 250 level. Let me move this a little bit. Activate. Activate. You don't want to go higher. You don't want to do this to us. You want to be a 20% struggler on the day. IPDN. Still doing this thing. All right, anyway. I'm about to jet out of here. I saw the most interesting stock, which was AIMD as far as Catalyst goes. but it's being overshadowed by a super thickly traded stock, SGBX. So I will be looking for SGBX to do some hard fails. If it continues to hold up, then people are going to be more interested over there. And the ATR on SGBX from yesterday was 8 cents, and today I don't know where it is. I would have to check it during the open or something. But yeah, that's a super small ATR from yesterday. Looks like its average is 6 to 8 cents. Yeah, 6 to 8 cents, 5 to 8 cents, 5 to 8 cents average. So we'll see what that does. If it continues to draw people in, I will, continue to just say, okay, well, if that's what the attention is going to be very hard. IPDN is up 33%. IPDN, it has 3 million shares traded, but still in direct competition with the little guy. So we're seeing, they're putting up nails and they're bringing down the hammer. Okay. Cool. No rush though. AI MD came back down. Looks like it wants to start walking down a little bit. 11 million shares traded. I like how obvious TOS makes these notes on the chart too. Like, look at this note. Like, how can I not see this on the chart? This is huge. So it trades through this, and if I see it on another day, I'm like, oh, I remember seeing that. AI knows robotics, blah, blah, blah. It's got everything that I could want to see. But yeah, that's it for me today. I'm gonna go ahead and jump out of here, get on the road. If you're gonna continue trading, definitely keep your head on the swivel. It may be a day where either weak catalyst or no catalyst prevails. Because we saw that yesterday, so maybe that's gonna be the pattern for until some real news drops and something with some range can really start taking off. But anyway, that is it for me today. Appreciate you guys once again. If you guys want to and you enjoy the content, definitely hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe or follow on any of the social medias that I have. I always forget to say that. I never really say it. I just have to remember. Yeah, the tool that I was using over here is Benzinga Pro. It is a paid service to look at these price spikes and all of that good stuff. Cable had told me about. I got to finish my. I did an application or whatever to do a not a sponsorship, but like a whatever it's called. Not a sponsorship. It's something else. Affiliate marketing or whatever. So I can get a link and get a discount. But I got to work on that. I really forgot about it. It's been a super busy month, last month and this month, so it is what it is. We will continue on, take notes, and look for the best in the market. And even when the best fails, at least manage the risk, right? But yeah, that's it for me today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Let's see.